What's going on with this?
They're just sitting there. I don't know. He brought them
Product
over
placement.
to have some
Oh,
barrel
they're
aged
not in-
beers. We might open one and be like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. Claim ignorance. What do we have, by the way?
I don't know.
We've got tequero, which is a Mexican chocolate stout with a blend of bourbon barrels. Chocolate nibs.
Chapelton?
Chiltepin.
Cheltepin?
And vanilla beans.
Yeah.
I know how to say that.
This is morning grind. I'm not going to read the ingredients.
Mexican chiltepin.
They are
Chiltepins.
chilled. They were chilled, and now they're actually at
Same temperature. They're nice.
the right drinking temperature.
Yeah, yeah.
And we do have we will have an empty glass. And you had the ring, don't you? Yes, he does.
Tequero. I don't have a knife though. Well, I do in my bag.
I think you can peel that with your thumbnail, and no problem.
18-month aged morning grind.
So, we are back.
Maple syrup and coffee.
We are
Love
back.
those things. Those are good.
Yes, we are. We are back.
We're back.
You probably want to hear about my trip.
That's what time it is. Let's do it.
So, at the risk of telling you the law that I broke, sure, why not? I was in the American lounge, and had like,
Is this as you were departing?
yes, in Dallas. I may have put a full can of beer into my bag. I may have taken it on the plane all the way to the UK. I may have given it to the tour guide at Belhaven Brewery. That might have happened.
Oh, that's very sweet. What kind
But
of beer?
one of my questions, it was, geez, what was it? Dadgummit IPA from RAR.
Okay.
Is served in the, that may have happened.
And did you taste
May have
one
been-
before you put a different one
I
in?
had 3. sir.
Okay, good. Good. I want to make sure that it was quality assured.
It was
before.
good. It was good, but I'm going to tell you, the Chris at Belhaven, who gave me a nice tour by myself, it was wonderful. He said, "Ooh, 6%." I think he was trying not to. I don't think that's what he normally drinks.
Right.
On the scale, I said yes. This is everything you maybe don't like about American beer.
In one
But
can.
I said it's closer to a West Coast IPA, which is something that I long for now. You know, it's good beer. It's good beer.
That's a nice West Coast right there.
This is more than Jake, not less than Jake, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 7% American IPA. Crystal clear.
Nice and a nice firm bitterness, but not
I
overwhelming.
haven't had it yet, so.
Oh, I'm just telling you.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's what I had for my first round. We switched. I now have a Sudoku on
Okay.
deck.
Yes, this is good.
It's very good.
It's good. So, yeah, I mean, Dallas, London.
Is that direct?
From Dallas, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only way out of Phoenix direct is British Airways, I think. Yeah, with American, you either got to go through Dallas or Philadelphia or Charlotte, generally speaking. But you leave in the afternoon, you arrive 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Met my brother and his youngest son in London. They were originally going to Manchester. They wanted to see some football games. But the tickets I had for Manchester, the date changed because of a win or a loss. I'm not sure where they're at with this season. So that all changed, and they, the 18-year-old who can legally drink in the UK or most parts of the world wanted to also go to Dublin on St. Patrick's Day, and that was just a bit much for me. I tried to scale them back because I know it's a lot, and I do a lot, and I scaled myself back, but I said it's just going to be a lot of traveling. And that's what it was. So, but in order to the most efficient place, if you're going to the UK, to get around, if you're not just staying in either Edinburgh or Glasgow, or fly to London, because there's so many trains. And they ended up using the trains when they weren't with me. I rented a car because I had to be in Edinburgh to kind of move along my kilt that I had size. It's all done. I feel a little bit weird about telling them to ship it anyway.
Wait, you didn't bring it back?
No, I didn't.
Oh, dang.
I had it shipped for two reasons. One, the taxes and the shipping's already paid for. As it turns out, I should have just taken it. I should have worn it on the plane. Reason being is not intentionally, and not like, there's a program where you leave London and all of your customs and all that other stuff is handled online. Had I had something to declare, I don't even know where I've done it, because like they literally, you get through passport control and they put you on an elevator, and all of a sudden you're behind security for your domestic flight. So I'm like, I didn't have to declare it separately. I would have paid twice on the. Anyway, that's why it shipped. But did get it sized. I was super happy because it looked good with the shoes I had. Like, you know, like.
It is a thing when you're wearing a kilt of what shoes do I have to go with this?
Right.
I don't want to wear tennis shoes.
A lot of people wear boots.
Yeah.
But then, you know, like they look too modern, or they look too construction worker. It doesn't work necessarily. But I had some Solomon trail hikers. They had black and green, and there's some green in my tartan, the Melville tartan. He also put a brown fringe on it because beer.
Cool.
I mean, no, it doesn't. It sounds like very trite. Like, oh, like it's because it's more of a brown ale color. You know, obviously it's not like a straw pilsner.
I don't know. I think all those little things are really nice to make it like personally yours.
Right.
That's great.
That's it.
I love it.
It's a conversation. Anyway, the drive from London to Edinburgh is like 7.5 hours. You know, and then when you have an 18-year-old and
how fast do you drive?
So they have variable speeds, certain zones. You're either going 50 or 70. It's surprising.
Miles per hour?
Yeah, it's weird. They use miles per hour. Every once in a while, you'll see a kilometer sign.
Wow.
It's.
Why? We have kilometer signs here. All of our speedometers have kilometers on them. But they use miles per hour in England?
The only highway signs that have kilometers on are the ones south of Tucson.
Sure.
That's it.
I understand, in the entire country, yes. Yeah. I get it. But they do exist.
No.
And all of our...
No,
yeah.
it's
Go
weird.
ahead. Sorry,
it's
I'm
weird.
getting
it's
off
weird.
topic.
I did kind of like... So, you know, you're going to have more stops when you have more people in the car, right? Bathroom breaks, all that stuff, and so they have the Oasis system in terms of like exit, little mini mall, 4 or 5 restaurants.
I've been to Illinois, yes.
No, it's a little bit more involved.
Okay.
It's not. They do have the overpass ones, but it's a little bit more involved. 4 or 5 places to eat. I'm not gonna say restaurants because they're all just mall-like. You know, a phone store. You know, like for all your phone accessories. Blah 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 blah. There's a gas station, obviously. But I was keeping an eye out. All those major ones have electrical recharging for car. Because I thought about, but you know, I got a hybrid. I got a hybrid Mercedes E-Class, $25 a day.
Wow.
The range on a full tank is like 560 miles. Like, did I fill up? Yeah, once or twice, because I did take a sort of meandering route. But like,
cool.
I recommend it.
How much was gas?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
I was afraid to look.
All right.
And it's by the liter, so you sort of just meh, right? Oh no, I took it back. It was when I filled up a full tank, it was about $100. So I maybe spent $175 worth of gas. So it is, but I mean, when you have 3 people, you're not paying. You know, when you take a train, it's individual tickets. In a car, it's like we're all just going. Nevertheless, I paid it. It's not like I said, "Hey, you guys owe me for gas." My brother and I'll give you the youth discount. No, I'm just saying, right?
There's an app for that.
No, but part of my trip, part of the goal was, business part was having a place to stay in London that was affordable, that all 3 of us could have our own separate space. Airbnb works out for that. We stayed in Chelsea Harbor. They could walk to. Whoa, what are you doing? Oh, we're having a beer.
That is thick.
He just poured the morning grind.
Yeah.
It is
18-month barrel-aged morning grind.
It is a imperial stout. I mean, they're cold. Like, why wouldn't he? If they were just here for window dressing, why would he?
Oh my God, it smells so good.
It does. So, you know, I was super on the M's, the major highways, and some of the. It's easy to not care about the left-right driver situation, but part of my trip was to get out into the dales, into the country, into the rolling hillside, into the one lane bridge, 1 lane blind curve, all that stuff. That does put you a little bit on edge. So I'm skipping around here, but it just stream of consciousness. But that's why I was in the Tan Hill Inn, remote as fuck. I went to bed at like 8:30 on St. Patrick's Day because I was just so frazzled. And I had gone to some places along the way, and half pints in the UK are wonderful because 3.4%, and it's half an imperial, so it's 10 ounces. So it's not like, you know, it's not dinky.
Yeah.
But they have so many things that are dialed in.
But that's what I order, like, on St. Patrick's Day all day.
Yeah.
A half pint.
They have things so dialed in to the way of life that they have that I just don't think we have. We do have areas where that's dialed in. It's usually in a city where you're walking or taking public transportation in a routine. I learned a new thing about Tokyo. There's a whole culture of fashion called neighborhood clothes. It's the stuff. It's the things you wear around the neighborhood. Yet they look fashionable. They are when the weather is a little cold, but you know you're going to be bouncing around to 3 or 4 places. You don't have to wear the full weather gear. It's that kind of situation. So I went there to sort of learn about the things about beer that we kind of don't have as much of, or we have hints of, and that's essentially pub culture. And pub culture is low ABV cask ale, in my opinion. Now, you're a younger person, like my neophyte nephew. You know, we went to in London. His first pub experience was Blackfriars, which is it's a chain pub. It's a chain freehouse pub. Blackfriars is built on a friary. It's an Art Deco building. It's triangular shape. You can sit in the sunny point of the building. They have an outdoor area. Food is delicious. His first British food. He ordered a Peroni. But that's what the expectation is.
I mean, it was there, so.
No. I'm saying that is not unlike a lot of younger people in UK. They don't have the casks. They get a Peroni, and like there's even a counter to Peroni, which somewhere if I get around in the photo, I'll remember what it is. But it's a Spanish beer, but it's like a Peroni killer. You know, like oh, this is like the
new hip thing.
Right. And it might even be brewed in the UK by contract. That would make sense. But I went there for pub culture, and like I'm just giving you the broad strokes. And, you know, there was some concern with the things going on in the world, like how how I would be recognized or treated as an American, and I will tell you, was fine. No difference from all my other experiences. But I will tell you, there was a lot of discussion in pubs because you are more privy to conversations. They have smaller,
Tight.
cozier areas. Sometimes the publican bartender will lead a discussion literally around the room. I went to one place, asked me about my trip and where I was going, where I was from, in a nice way, a conversational way. Told, included, well, he knows this, and he kind of like led the conversation. I've had that experience a few times here in the United States. Believe it or not, at dive bars a lot more times.
Sure.
Anyway, there was a lot of discussion about Trump, and they do not obviously agree with a lot of businesses. So far, all of the policy decisions haven't been ascribed to Americans. It has been ascribed to literally Trump, which to me, if you're interested in traveling, like that's ideal. And now could that change? Absolutely. For right now, this is during the Iran crisis. The price is spiking. They were all upset about their petrol going up.
They personalize it. They're not generalizing it as Americans.
Yes.
Okay, great. I mean, still sucky.
No. And that occurred when there was no way they knew I was American, and also when I was American. And like, no one directed any conversation at me negatively. And again, I think it's how you go in there. And it's an individual. Like if I came in a group of 5 guys and we were just cutting it up, like, it might be different.
And being loud assholes.
We are loud.
We are much louder. Well, I've met
louder.
some loud Brits, so.
Well, yeah.
I did go to Craft 64 this week. So.
I ran into 2 people who, either through the stuff they wear or the conversation, that are Arizona Diamondback fans.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. Gentlemen wearing the Diamondbacks and like just talking about baseball and like.
Wow.
And I asked him before he left. I said, "So have you ever been? Or are you going to go?" He's like, "I don't know if I'll ever go." And
I'm a Tottenham fan.
He has the means. I'm just in sizing him up, but I don't know if that might be a recent thing. Like, yeah, I'm not going there. Like, because I was going to tell him, like, don't come now. Don't come now.
It's 1 billion degrees. Wait. Why would he not want to come now?
I think with this airport situation right now, and with World Cup, and the many ways in which a international traveler from abroad would not feel welcome here. More a surcharge to go to national parks, that kind of thing. I think
it should still come. That was very classist of you.
I think people should come if they want to come, but I think they should also, be aware of what's going on. Like
Absolutely.
I'm telling you how you should feel about going to.
There's a lot of nervousness about just going on an airplane to Philly.
Yeah.
Like I did get my pre-check though. So although you've been telling me to do that for 4 years, I just finally did it last week.
Good. It's a huge value. And like right now, with all the literally 6-hour delay in Hartfield.
Today I was 4 hours in Houston.
Some people who have the facial recognition checked on their, you have to opt in on your ticket before your boarding pass is issued. Now, I understand there's a lot of skepticism about having those credentials, biometrics be part of the federal government. As somebody who's been on video now for, I don't know, on YouTube
3.5 years.
Yeah, I just figure that that's a lost cause for me. You can make a different decision. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is no greater danger. Maybe, but I just figure
I didn't.
My face has been on all kinds of stuff. Like,
I didn't wear my Zenny ID guards today
no.
because I'm just coming here.
All I'm saying is, everything went as well as to be expected on all those fronts. Because I got on my airplane before all the airline drama and the TSA, becoming more and more frustrated, calling out long lines, ICE being in the airports. I didn't have to deal with any of that. And when I came back, I didn't have to deal with any of it because I was on that program, and I literally I could have ran through that airport
Yeah.
because like it's all dialed in.
Yep. You're
anyway.
talking about the so there is pre-check, and then there's a second level that you can opt into where you don't have to stop. You don't have to put your bag down.
Right.
You just walk right through.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
So
I mean, you have to present.
not everyone knows
You have
this. I'm just
you
kind
have
of-
to have your face picture taken.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Which is weird because they already do that for pre-check qualification, but whatever.
yeah. So, skipping around.
Skipping
Lon-
around,
Lon-
skipping
Lon-
around, skipping
London.
around, skipping around, skipping around.
I went
skipping around,
to
skipping around, skipping around.
the Design Museum in London
Oh
because
my
they
God,
had
amazing.
a specific exhibit. It was the Wes Anderson archive. So every Wes Anderson movie with props, notebooks, costumes, props, and including the animated things with the models. I mean, there's the
If you are listening to this, sorry, if you have it on YouTube, then you're seeing some of these pictures of Rob's adventure.
hopefully, yeah. I'll try to get as many posts as possible. But if you're a Wes Anderson fan, I don't know how long it's going to be there. I don't know if it's traveling. I did post that I was there, and
Wes Anderson called you?
no.
Oh, okay.
No. Dominic Armato, former food editor for The Republic, did his own thing, is oddly a voiceover person that people recognize if they play video games. Monkey Island, I think. He's Guy something brush. I don't know. I don't play that game. He's well known for a lot of different reasons. I used to pal around with him when he would go, "Hey, we're going to this restaurant. We're going to eat the entire menu. We need like 10 people." Like, I'll go. Split the check. It's a great way to check out restaurants. Anyway, he
Yeah.
saw my post. He's like, "Oh my
cool.
God, I'm going to be there like in a couple days," and I'm like, "Go do it." So it's good to put things out there once in a while.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like that. So went to a couple pubs. Mentioned the Blackfriars. Went to Ye Old Cheshire Cheese, which is a very interesting pub that's been around a long time, and they have different rooms. They have seating in the basement. It's just kind of crazy weird. It's a place that they have like straw on the floor that they change out twice daily. But they have a sign that lists all the monarchs, and for every time I've ever gone, it hasn't changed until recently. It's like literally like I wanted to see if they kind of like shoehorned it in on one of them.
Sorry, I was looking for a museum invite that was the Museum of the West grand opening.
Oh yeah,
Like free tickets.
Yeah.
I knew you would love that. I thought it would be a great place that we could record a podcast.
Yeah.
So I was looking for the email and I
Oh,
didn't find it. But
okay.
anyways, we should think about that. That'd be cool.
We'd love that. I went to Fuller's Club. We're at the corner of the building. It's the Miter Tavern. The corner of the building houses the trunk of a cherry tree, in which represented the boundary of a bishop and another. But the queen at the time danced around the tree to indicate that was like, I don't know. It's just I mean, look at this. Like, look at these pictures, man. Like, it's storybook, right? If you're going to
So cool.
pubs. I am a fan of Slow Horses. It's on Apple TV.
Yeah.
It's Gary Oldman. The headquarters is in the Barbican area of London. So it's just next to your building shot, and I found that the stairway is like a quarter mile away.
Oh,
And those are
like
things
a
like-
famous stairway in the show.
Right.
Okay.
When they go down the back stairs, it's not connected to the building.
Okay.
They do exterior shots. They did one shot in the restaurant. It's an Italian restaurant. I mean, that's the thing you're going to deal with Hollywood is like these things may or may not be connected.
Right.
But in that neighborhood, so on the plane, I'm reading Pellicle magazine. Have you heard of Pellicle? It's a physical magazine, but also online. In the UK, Matthew Curtis, a British
Writer.
but like he puts together this magazine. They come up with a budget. They start with how much they want to pay their writers and work backwards, which is like great. I think there's another there's another publication in the United States. It escapes me right now that has this model, and I'm going to learn more about this.
Is it an art publication? It's not a beer publication.
It's a beer pub.
Oh. Huh.
So they talked about a pub called what is it called?
It's not called Brewdog.
No, that is in the same neighborhood. In this neighborhood, this is in the same neighborhood. I will read it. It is a plaque to Pris Fotheringham, who lived here and was ranked the second best whore in the city.
The Wand.
And they cite the Wandering Whore 1660.
The Wandering
I'm telling
Whore.
you, if you look this up, you will go down a rabbit hole.
Pris Fotheringham.
The accolade, I think, is just not accurate. I think there was a book. I think she might have been in it, but you'll find out why she was so famous. It's not R-rated. It's a lot more than R-rated. But I was walking.
She had a certain talent.
She had a talent.
Got it.
Yeah. You know about this?
No, you told me about it.
Oh, I did tell you about it. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, if you get to the Reddit thread, then you will find out who's preserving that act to the very day through a mother-daughter team, not at the same time.
Oh, God.
Yeah, in Spain.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I
walked by the Brewdog pub, which, as we discussed.
They're in economic turmoil a bit.
The people who worked for them are in economic turmoil because their
Unemployed.
employment was terminated in less than a day, overnight, because they sold to
Tilray.
Although I hear that one of the founders wants to buy the company back.
That would be something.
Anyway, I walked by. There's all the patio furniture is just out on the street, like they're about to open, because that's probably what happened.
Right.
I tried the door, and it opened, and I just said, "Hey, is anyone here? Can I look around?" And I didn't hear anything, and I thought, yeah, you know how
This is a golden opportunity for me to make a bad decision.
totally bad, because there are so many CCD cameras. Like the trope for any police procedural is like, well, let's check the CCD cameras. And we got him going northwest on it's like, come on, right? It's the whole enhance. Anyway, there are a lot of CCD cameras. There are as many that I've seen in London than when I was in Beijing, literally. They're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
And they're not just a business has a camera on their patio.
Right.
They're everywhere on every street, and it's not individuals. It's the government.
No. And then so they got the
yeah,
long,
flock
pointy ones.
you.
Yeah. But
Make
they
a
have the
joke.
dome cameras everywhere. So you
Yeah.
don't even know how to
Which
get
way
out of the. Anyway, the place I was going to was the Sutton Arms, and there's two Sutton Arms. There's two Sutton Arms, literally within 3 blocks of each other. One is a Fuller's Pub, and one is an independent free house. And it was written up in Pellicle magazine. It was a story about a father and son opening the bar. Before they changed it to more of a craft cask place, it was classified as a boozer, which I would say is more like a dive bar in our parlance.
A boozer?
A boozer.
That's
a
great.
Boozer. But it's small. It's kind of quiet.
Would you say it's lovely?
I would say it's lovely.
Great.
The game that I wasn't really paying attention, but like everyone was enthralled by the is it Six Nations? Six Nations. They do like all these sports. They compete against each other. It's Wales, Scotland, England, France.
I've never heard of this.
No, so they compete in like I don't know, like rugby. Like I don't think soccer necessarily.
Log rolling?
I don't think football. No, I don't know. Like traditional.
Okay.
Whatever.
Ah.
I don't know. There was 2 matches. It was on the TV. My brother was trying frantically to find a place to watch it, and I'm like, if you would have stuck with me, because like by the time we got to Cheshire Cheese, they were going to do their football things. So they were headed back to Chelsea. So I was kind of on my own. Anyway, Sutton Arms, wonderful place. I get there. It's got, I don't know if you can see that list. In terms of beers that obviously they have Guinness, but they had the original Budvar from Czech, which I didn't have a glass of.
And a Budvar NA.
Oh, shit. See?
Neat.
This is why when you do too many things, you can't get too deep.
Yeah.
I think I had a couple beers there, but I'm like, I'm going to have this beer.
Cantillon Lambic.
On draft, right?
You could have had that at Wren House last Saturday, but I'm sure it's gone now.
They served it to me in a pint glass.
That's a lot.
Staying true to their boozer roots.
That's a lot, man. But from your picture, there's flowers on the table. There's white walls. It's like very bright.
And it was...
So it would not be, when you say boozer, I get it, that's a cultural thing, but like the physical plant looks very bright and open, not anything like a dive bar.
Yeah, but this is during the daytime.
Okay. The walls are painted white. And
anyway,
there's flowers on the table.
It was like a 50-degree day, so like there'd be a lot of people there, but they put tables on the street. Whenever I get to a country like that where they just put tables on the street, like so Madrid or London, or, to some degree, it's more formalized space in Germany. I'm just like, man, we have to go through so much shit to do that. Like, there's no
controlled
barrier.
Space.
Like, I went to another bar in London, and like, they had like a cordon, it cordoned off, but they were literally halfway into the street.
Wow.
But they just claimed that space. So I don't know if to me it wasn't like, like this is to enforce our liquor license. This was like so people don't get hit by cars.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, there's a great article in the Pal called Sutton Arms. I could have spent 2 days there, like just because people come in, you talk to them a little bit. Literally a guy that when I ordered my beer, he's like, I read about this in Pellicle, and he was local to London, so I don't know. It's just a good feeling when
That's cool.
Went to a...
Wait, what was those bag of chips?
Oh, this is interesting. So they're dipper chips, and I don't know what what they consist of, but they came with
yum dipper chips.
They came with some like chutney dip in a thing. So the thing is it's like a sealed thing in the bag. So you're like, this is really heavy. So you pull it out, like there's dip in the bag.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I love that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
I like my snack foods.
Yeah, for sure. With every right.
I went to the a Samuel Smith pub. It just had like some of the old vats, behind the back bar.
Cool.
I'll slow down video if I post it, but they had, and like I had just learned about this, they have a 3-sided fireplace with no chimney.
I see that. That is what's happening there.
So it's piped under the floor, and it's crazy.
That is
so
weird.
It's in the middle of a room. It's triangular. There are fire on all 3 sides, and like because I'm sure at some point I learned this from touring castles. At some point, they understood because they usually just literally put a hole in the wall and hope the fire kind of went out. And they understood if they create a longer draft, higher up, you'll get enough suction to pull it out. So that is like, to me, that's like the height of this would, I don't know, this would be like the late 1800s height of technology right there.
Right.
It's just a metal fireplace in the middle of a room just radiating. Like it was on. Fires everywhere. Fireplaces in all these pubs, by the way. It's maybe 40s in the morning, 50, it might get up to 60. The fire's going. I loved it. Small rooms, glowing faces.
Small rooms, glowing faces.
No, seriously, it's like those are the kinds of things that like. Obviously, we don't have a lot of occasion for a fireplace in Phoenix. Although, you know what place that has 2 fireplaces that's gone?
What?
In Tempe.
Yeah.
It was the Vine on Apache.
Oh.
They had 2 fireplaces. I never saw them used, but the Vine it's a triangular chalet type building. They had 2 fireplaces, stone fireplaces. I'm sure we've talked about, was it Tempe Tavern, which used to be Murphy's, which used to be a barn that probably had a fireplace in it at one point. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't been there since they started filing.
Tempe Tavern.
Yeah. Anyway.
Beer talk break. This is Tequero.
Tequero,
Mexican chocolate stout, aged in a blend of bourbon barrels, chocolate nibs, chiltepine, Mexican chiltepine, and vanilla beans.
All right, so this is the same day in London, late start, because, teenage kid doesn't get up. So Blackfriars, Yellow Chester cheese, Miter, the Sam Smith bar, which also might have been called the Miter. I'm trying to remember. Day before St. Patrick's Day, walk by a club, 35. This is a thing we'll bounce off of Camila. 35 pounds, all the Guinness you can drink. Yeah, I did not do that. Sutton Arms, and then I went to.
It's so worth it.
I went to. I'm a music fan. There's a band that I like, The Jam. Turns out Kevin Morris likes The Jam. I don't know if you remember Kevin.
Yeah.
He actually informed a lot of my second half of the trip here.
Yeah, makes sense.
He does that trip a lot. He has walked across the UK, pub to pub, has his bags moved around for him, has done it several times, has done it with, 10, 11 people we know.
Yeah.
I have never gone on any of those trips.
Enrico Matassa.
Yeah. Trevor.
Pete.
Jeremy.
Jeremy Jones, yeah.
Christian Chandler.
Sure.
Anyway, I went down in the tube station because there's a Jam song down in the tube station at midnight, and they took a picture of the train coming out exactly. And
at midnight. That's so cool.
But no, I did mine at 7 p.m.
Oh, I take it back.
I did mine at 7 p.m.
You should have gone at midnight. Okay.
Come on, man. I'm not the
boss of you. You do. When I go on trips with you, midnight is early.
Well, went to the Grenadier on my ambulations here. The Grenadier is relevant if you like Range Rovers, because there's a company called Ineos. They do equipment. They have in the last 3 years made a Range Rover locked in time, like 1980-ish, 90-ish, no frills. They sell them here in the United States. Brenda's cousin has purchased one, so she knows the story. So I went to the Grenadier because this is where the idea was hatched, so they called the first line the Grenadier.
Cool.
And this is where people are spilling out in the street, drinking. I don't have a shot of that, but I went there. Walking. Because there was no room to eat, I was planning on eating at one of these places, and there wasn't the time or the room, and I ended up going to McDonald's. I went to McDonald's. I had a big arch.
I mean, we all have to make choices.
No. So the funny thing is, I just had listened to John Hall's podcast about being in New Zealand and like 14 years ago, and like he was the keynote speaker, and because he got there at a certain time, he had a couple beers. He had a beer where he's talking, and then it all broke up. And he's like, "So it's like I'm at midnight. I'm like New Zealand doing the keynote speech, and I just need to eat something." And I went to McDonald's and I sat in the window. And he's like everybody at the conference went by like, "Hey, it's John Hall," pounding on the windows. Like, I said, "John," I texted and I said, "Hey, pro tip. Eat at the McDonald's, sit at the window on the second floor, and no one will have a problem." he laughed. Anyway, I recommend going to Harrods and using the bathroom because
Just cause?
Well,
it's an experience.
Harrods is
famous.
Yeah. It's nighttime, but like I don't know what time it is. Like, I definitely have to poop. So, even though I made the McDonald's choice, I made the Harrods choice
for the bathroom.
So it's like, how about? Yeah. So, we drove to the unit. My brother and his kid and me. I would name him, but I just don't want to name him. I don't know. He doesn't have a social media presence.
Consent.
We drove from London to Edinburgh. We kind of did a straight shot. We stopped at a castle. We were too late. There's a Bamberg castle on the coast around Newcastle, and there's Linden's Farm. We didn't go to either of those. I'm leaving those on the to-do list because
future trip.
Yeah, because also that's the area where Belhaven is, where I hit it on the way back. So I'm saving that for another trip. But we went to Edinburgh, and I went to a pub that I hadn't been to. We stayed at a Airbnb on the lower side of High Street, close to Holyrood Castle. There's Holyrood on one end, and there's Edinburgh Castle on the other end. We stayed on the lower end. Went to this pub. It was called the Guildford Arms. The Guildford Arms Cask place. I had a wonderful leg of lamb or lamb steak. I convinced them to put haggis on their burgers because they were just. My brother's not an adventurous eater when he travels. He is maybe more so at home, but they loved it. They were skeptical. I'm like, I just have it. You can always scrape it off.
Cool.
Yeah. So I was excited about that.
I mean, haggis is terrifying, but
we went.
What is this cool ceiling?
Oh yeah, they just have this sort of gilded ceiling.
Whoa, that is so cool.
I know it's very posh, as they say.
Yeah, that is awesome.
It's funny.
Oh my God, that whole place is gorgeous.
I will tell you, hospitality. Obviously, we're Americans. As soon as we start talking, they know. We order some beers, and my brother goes back and gets another beer. At that point we got a table, and he came back, and it came up like, "Oh, I just put that beer in your tab." I'm like, "There's no tabs in the UK. You pay as you go. There's no tabs." And like, "All right, we'll order. We'll figure it out." And it's time to get my beer. I said, "All right, well, I'm gonna get this beer, and I'm going to pay for the beer that my brother put on the imaginary tab." He laughed. He's like, he was having such a good time. I didn't want to disappoint him. I figured we'd figure it out later. I'm like, no, it was funny.
I didn't know there's not tabs.
You pay as you go, which is great. And I'll tell you, because when you're ready to go, you can go.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
I believe that is a thing that the young people in America do these days.
They do. It's a pain because
of our culture.
Well, yes. In the UK and Europe, they have followed the guidelines for credit card companies, which we still are having problems with, adapted. And that is, it's chip and pin was the first thing, and like it's that you never
give your card to anyone.
No.
So I have been really working on just paying with my watch.
Yeah.
It is hard.
Yeah.
Walmart does not do tap and pay.
Really?
Fry's just brought it on.
Yeah, yeah.
I go to many of my favorite bars and breweries, and there is no tap option.
Right.
You have to give them your card so they can take it to the thing and tap it.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So it's getting there.
Okay.
Because there's more mobile units, right?
Yeah,
which is an expense.
Every day, for sure.
The idea is you don't give your card up and there's less fraud. So the credit card companies like it.
Demand it, but yes.
Right, but then it frees you up to leave.
Yeah.
You pay, you pay as soon as you order.
You don't have to sit and wait. You don't have to go to the bar and just wait.
Literally, you could order like a 4-course meal, tap, and then you could leave, not even eat it. I mean, like you know what I'm saying. Like you don't have to. It's so liberating.
Right.
Now, like in exchange for that, because like I know there was a point. Do you remember when like a business or maybe even your credit card would get annoyed if you kept having these small charges at the same place?
For sure. You had even 2 charges at the same place.
You get a fraud alert or something.
You get a little
like that.
text. Was this you? Because you already did one. Yes.
Right. So, but I think those days are a little bit over. I haven't had one of those in a while.
I haven't had one of those in a while.
Anyway.
I only get alerts if I do more than a 50% tip, which I do a lot because oftentimes things are discounted or comped. And I'm like, yeah.
End of the night, we went to the Beau Bar, which is known for its whiskey selection, and we just kind of like put our faith in the. We told our story, told what my experience was drinking scotch and my brother, and like he's a new drinker. We don't want to. We're not initiating him. We're not hazing him. We want him to enjoy. And he was very patient, very gracious, and like didn't kill us on the tab. Gave us an assortment of whiskey to try.
Cool.
None of which I really know. But one is their cask.
Their house cask, yeah.
Right, which that's you see that here. You see businesses working with a distillery to do that. But that was fun, and
I mean, I don't know how laws work there. Could they have a literal distillery in that place and just make small batches?
I don't know the answer.
Okay, cool.
I do know. I just watched a video, coincidentally, about the pub system and like how it evolved, and like you would think by listening to all the cautionary tales about tied houses that tied houses were a thing in antiquity. 1971 was when first of all, in the UK, during World War I, the government got involved in running pubs because
like licensing?
Running them.
Okay.
You would be served by a state employee, believe it or not. And the reason why is they had all these manufacturers for the war effort, and they would go to a pub and they would just get liquored up. So the incentive as a business owner, like I'm gonna sell out. They're getting out of all at work. They would literally line up glasses of whiskey so that they could get people through quickly. And because of the remoteness of some of the work, especially in the munitions, they built a model where instead of having these people just like literally travel long distances to go drink and then travel back or not call in works, they put pubs in that were government run, where the service person was disinterested in necessarily giving any kind of deal or whatever.
Making money.
No, yeah, exactly. So they would serve. They would serve them as they pleased, right? And people would not drink as much. And as governments changed from liberal to conservative, like that whole thing vacillated, and there was less interested in and then there was more interest in private run ones, and there was no war need, and then there was a war need, and it ebbed and flowed, and like literally they just kind of said in 1971, oh, the big breweries want to run these pubs. Great.
Wow. Yeah.
Pretty much. And so it's been that way. And then now recently, and they mentioned that it's starting to happen in Scotland, is all these tide houses are required to have at least one local product.
So not everyone knows what a tide house is. Could you go on that?
Well, why don't you say?
Okay, so a tide house is that a brewery, a publican, the person who owns the pub, will get a large infusion of money from a particular brewery, and then all of the beers that you can get,
right,
or at least a vast majority, are from that brewery.
Right.
And so then that they put their logo out in front of the pub, and
right,
when you look, that's that brewery. I can get the beers that I want from those guys.
Right.
And that's a tide house. So it is essentially legal incentives, whereas in America that is, oh my God, you could never do that.
Right.
Theoretically.
So the closest we would say, if you go to if you went to the Dimex when Blue Moon had a bar,
Blue Moon pub, yeah,
a pub or whatever, like you could only get that from them. Now, obviously, you're in an area where you can get different beers, but that's the idea. And like, so in UK, if you go to a Green King pub, you're going to get Green King beers, which I think they have the Abbott Ale that maybe people will recognize here in the United States. And then they also Bellhaven. But I guess they sold, like literally while I was there was some deal, so I'm not sure where they're at.
Well, also there are retail locations owned by the breweries.
Right. So I mentioned Sam Smith.
Owned and managed,
yeah,
straight by the breweries.
So I mentioned I went to a Sam Smith pub. That's the idea there. But there is a movement across the UK, like to have some local options forced on the tide houses, which will be interesting because, like, as well as I do, like it's not the law. It's how it's implemented and how people try to get around it. Like, so, like, yeah, they could literally choose to buy a beer. They could buy one keg every quarter of a beer that they treat badly or no one wants, and so it's just going to sit there and languish if they want to. I mean,
right.
I mean, hopefully they write it and they get everyone's buy-in, and it's handled in the way that intended, and everyone wins. Like, because there is a win for everybody if they work through it.
If they're moving beer.
If it's, yeah. So.
Oh my God, is that snow?
It snowed in Edinburgh.
Oh, disgusting.
It was wonderful because it snowed, and by the time it started snowing, and I went outside to take pictures. I met some college students that were there for a swim meet, and they were throwing snowballs at each other, and they said, "Hey, did you take pictures of us?" When you're like, "Yeah," I'm like, "Yeah, I just shitting around." Like, "I'll let's look." And so they wanted me to send it to them. So like, that's why I love WhatsApp. I'm like, "Yeah, I just hit this number up on WhatsApp, man." So I sent it to them, and then I went. I'm like, "It's still snowing," so I went and I found a 5 a.m. pizza place with the 3 a.m. bar. And I had pizza. And
let me see that pizza. It looks great.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It looks awesome. That crust is right there.
Right. So, and like, I was just sitting there in the window watching people watch the snow, and like, by the time I was done, it was all kind of over with. But it did accumulate for a half second.
Cool.
You're probably noticing I have almost every urinal.
A lot of urinal pictures.
Yeah, I will put those together at some point.
Okay. I like the one that had the handicap bars next to it.
Yeah. Got my kilt fitted. Jeffrey Taylor on the low end of High Street. I mean, I could do a whole talk about that. Anyone who wants the kilt 411 or whatever, I'll let you know what I know.
You could do a separate like little mini pod.
I could. Yeah, there's a lot of. First of all, you can wear any tartan you want. It's long. The kilt maker will tell you, as long as you can relate that story to yourself. You don't, if you just don't get a kilt pattern because you like it, because you have. If that's your clan, you're like, why do you have this kilt? If you can explain, everybody loves it. It's all about the story. When we talked about earlier, it's like, yeah, it's beer colored, and like it's a story. It's like a colored choice. It's a choice. You could talk about it. That's really the makers of kilts. That's all they care about. Everybody else who's not a maker, and you're walking down the street and you see a kilt for $25, it's not sized for you. It's not. There's no regard for any of that stuff, and it is made probably in Afghanistan or Pakistan, and if you're Pakistani or Afghani, maybe that's okay for you and you can talk about it. Maybe you have a connection to that. But those are the lower price kilts and they're not handmade. The price of those, like my Howie Nicholsby, he's not even, doesn't even have Scottish heritage, but he's I think he's either third or fifth generation, I don't remember, kilt maker. His family migrated from Russia, and you know, like you wouldn't know it from talking to him or looking at him. He looks Scottish, talks Scottish, wears a kilt every day. He's invested in telling the story. I mean, I think you see a parallel about, yeah, you can drink any beer you want, but if you know the story, if you have a connection, if it's from your hometown, it means something different, right? And that's why he was interested in like where I would wear the kilt and what I talk about it, and you know, like, because he's sending something away that he has no control over. Again, like beer. You make a beer, you want people to treat it with care and respect and the love that you put into it. So because of,
I mean, you tell a story for them to buy it, and then when it leaves, you don't.
Right. Anyway, made my voyage back to London where I was flying out. I tried to stick to the coast, the eastern coast of UK, which would put me through Newcastle and then kind of swing back into the Dales. So I'm driving, I'm like, there's a town called Belhaven, what are the odds? You know, followed my instincts. Like I was like, oh, because it's a small ass town. Anyway, happenstance. John Muir was born there, so I didn't get to tour because it was Monday. Things are closed on Mondays.
It was closed.
Got to see his birthplace. I sent it to my brother. He's like, you know, he's got a racist past. I'm like, oh god. Maybe, probably, I don't know. His name figures because he has a Wisconsin connection. A lot of things are named after him. He spent some time at the University of Wisconsin. Maybe a racist. I don't know. This is why you travel, right?
Yeah.
Toured Belhaven. I kind of missed the tour by like 10 minutes, but Chris said, I'll take you on a tour. And, you know, we talked a little bit, and
Chris, who you brought the IPA to.
I said, yeah, well, this was like, I'm going to give this beer to
Coming back full circle.
Yeah. He's like, I explained, like, hey, whatever you got. But I told him, like, I have taken many beer tours. I told him who I was, and we started to talk. And it was very transactional. He started asking me, like, what all the weird laws are in the United States that are different here, what's different about the culture, and you know, we just had a conversation. And then he would point out, like, you know, like, this was their grain. This is a building. It's basically, picture a stone building with a roof, peaked roof, and then like you attached a tough shed to the third.
Just slapped it up there on the third level.
But a you know, like a, you know, older looking, but like that size, you just slapped on the building. It's like, yeah, that's the grain dump. They would malt in this building, and they would shovel it all there, and it would drop into some bin or truck or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they malted on site for quite a number of years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Malted on site.
The Belhaven goes back to 1719. This building has been around since 1817.
Wow.
He showed me the old brewery, the new brewery, which I couldn't take pictures of, and respectfully I didn't. But he showed me.
Wait, what do you mean you couldn't take pictures of the?
A lot of European breweries don't want you to take pictures of the brew house.
Oh, okay.
They don't. It was funny. So I understand. Most people are going to take pictures of the tanks, but yeah, there might be production information on whiteboards. This wasn't the case. There's not a whiteboard in that fucking place. Like that's too new school. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, he showed me this hand pump, and I had known this. He said it still happens. There's a list. If you go to camera, the camera is the cask ale.
People.
They're the public, general public, who enforce or who, I didn't say enforce, but they create the standards for consumers, what they should expect from cask ale. And it's coming from a good place, but also sometimes they're very restrictive about perpetuating the modern era and preserving the ale using blankets of CO2. They may allow it now, or they may, but they didn't for a long time. Because they had this theory that if they should go through this beer and they should dump it if they're not but not everyone can do that. So anyway, there is a list of places. It's legal, and it was common practice when you hand pumped an ale that you're going to get spillover to collect that ale and put it back into the system. He says it still occurs. There is a list. He's like, have I ever had one that way? Yes. Did it matter? No, but people should know.
Yeah.
Right?
That's cool.
So
well,
you can see in this picture, that's where the return would be, these two holes here.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know that. Maybe
the overflow.
Yeah.
All right.
It would be collected and reused.
I mean, you're not rinsing it off with water. You're just,
well, no, I can make an argument that it's okay, and I can make an argument that's not okay. Like, it just depends. Like,
sure.
As with anything, it's the intent and the care and the custodial aspect of the beer, right? Like, and it speaks to the value of the beer to the place in some respects, I guess. Found my way to York, and York is a town. It's a medieval town. It's the most medieval town probably that everyone says in the UK.
Oh.
Narrow streets, all that stuff. I got there in the evening. You could spend 3 days there easily in the surrounding area because there's all the history. I didn't go to the York Minster. I sat outside of it. You can tour it has some of the largest stained glass in anywhere. But went to a few pubs.
Cool.
Got there in the evening.
What is that neon pink one? What is the deal there?
All right, so this is the Black Swan. It's
very
like
weird.
A very period 1700s pub.
Yeah, famous.
That's the Moxie
right behind
Hotel,
it.
Which they're here in Arizona. There's one in Tempe, right on Rural. They're all over. I actually stayed there because it was close to this pub.
Good call.
Yeah, and you see how landlocked this is from the street? You literally have to find a place to park and walk your shit there. Like there's no parking. Can you imagine a hotel that has no responsibility for any kind of parking at all?
Or a beer festival.
Yeah.
There's not valet, there's not underground, there's just nothing.
Nothing.
Get here and we'll check you in.
Yes. And if you've ever stayed at a Moxie, they make it feel very hip and lively, and there's a bar, and you check in with you check your registration with the bartender. It's same there. It's just very weird. I thought that was like an American manifestation.
I think there's one in Tucson.
Probably.
I stayed at one.
They're Hilton property. It's not like you have to go out of your way if you're searching for hotels. Went to at Chris from Belhaven. It's like go to Valhalla, a Nordic themed pub. By the way, we've talked about this. There is a huge York in particular was a walled city, and they were protecting it from the Vikings,
right?
Essentially, at that point, you can walk a perimeter of most of the city on this elevated wall walk.
That's cool.
No, I know.
Did you do it?
I did.
Nice.
I did, in the morning. Anyway, so there's all these little pubs, and there's not a lot of people in the street. So it's like you see some of these pictures. It looks like people are out. There's nobody there. They're all inside, more or less. And the streets are so windy. You can take all these pictures like you're the last person on earth. And this is.
It does look like it, yeah.
So I went to this pub and like, hey, is like everything all the kitchens is closed at 9, and like they're like, you got nothing. There's no. You got to go way out to Taco Bell, like 10 miles away, where the modern part of the city is. Anyway, yeah, that's not true. I found a
Shawarma place.
I found a truck.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, I'll be here. He's like, I got here at 7. I'll be here till 4 or 5 a.m. So I did not stay
Committed
out that
to the
late.
bit.
I did. Well, I did say, hey, because I got there about 10. And I'm like, you might see me again. No,
That's a good call.
no. I had designs on getting up really early and taking these same pictures with the nice light. That didn't happen because I did stay out kind of late. I went to what is the name of this place? The House of Trembling Madness,
Okay.
which was you go. It's on the bottom. It's a bottle shop.
The
And when you
House
go to
of Trembling
when you
Madness.
go to the bathroom, you're basically in this sort of cabinet
Oh my God.
area.
What
right,
is
of-
happening?
You're just in the basement, and you're like, oh, these, and then you go, oh, there's the gentleman, and like this is like a 2-foot door, and you're down this 2-foot corridor, and there's the urinals, and then like, yeah,
A
and then-
little tiny bifold door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is very weird. But the top floor,
You oldie star in.
the top floor is all these buildings are like these oversized, so they have the narrow property line walled brick walls, and then like when they get to the second story, they're not taxed on the second story, so they
Kick
bump it
out.
out. They try to bump it out 3 feet, 4 feet, and it's more of like a Tudor construction, but it's not Tudor. It's like white walls, brown beams,
Yeah.
and you're open this great
That's
hall.
not Tudor.
Well, I don't know if this is. I mean, that's what Tudor is to me, but
Yeah.
I don't know if this is. It looks Tudor. I don't know the age range. Like
Okay.
we're saying, like
You're saying it's not necessarily authentically built at that time, but it's in the style.
I could say something is Jurassic Park because I've seen Jurassic Park, but doesn't mean Jurassic is everything that I know about dinosaurs, right? Like
Okay.
that's what I'm saying.
All right.
Anyway,
And
I
that-
sent this picture. Kevin Morris has almost the same picture. Kevin Morris, we got to get him on the show. Talk about his. I mean, because that guy has lived a life of going to pubs
Yeah.
in the UK
He
and
has.
walking, and I'm just scratching the surface of what he has done. Anyway, wandered around. Like,
There's another urinal.
I just love wandering around. This is the King's Arms.
Oh,
You can see the river.
Wow.
It was closed when I went there. You can see the river. Do you see there's the one story, and it's a little bit bumped out, so you got the brick on the
Sure.
bottom and you got the Tudor.
It's like a
So
foot or two.
this bottom part floods 3 or 4 times a year. So there is nothing electrical or not bolted to the floor that can't be moved upstairs. So when they know it's flooding, they close and they move everything upstairs. And when they are not, they bring everything downstairs. And
Got
like,
power washers.
I
and
wish
go.
I could go in there, get in there, because they have a marker on the wall of all the different flood dates and how high it was. Yeah, you gotta leave something on the table. You gotta go back. Gotta go back to the King's Arms. Just I just me. I just like walking around. You do too.
Yep.
In the evening.
Yep.
Like the city's yours. Yeah. So the next morning I woke up and a little later had some Yorkshire pie or Yorkshire pudding. The pudding.
Yorkshire pudding.
The pudding is basically a eggy pancake that you can make into a batter, and it's not like pudding that we understand, like like Bill Cosby Jello pudding. No, it's just a bready thing. Like, in fact, have you ever gone to the original Pancake House? They have one in Phoenix. They have them all over the country.
No.
They're Dutch style pancakes where they they let them puff up. That's sort of the idea of
That's a big trend in food trucks right now.
that's sort of the idea of Yorkshire pudding. It's
Right.
it's a medium. It's a bread that you can pick things up, and why they don't call it bread, I don't know. But there's the wall walk, and there's York Minster.
Whoa, the wall walk, cool.
Like I said, you could spend and they have a high-speed train from London, so I think it's only like an hour and a half. Like you will, depending on which station you leave from, you will get there quicker than if you drove. So that's a wonderful. And I also went to Keighley, where I'm away from York, where the Timothy Taylor Brewery is. Did not get to actually go in, but I know Mark Garthwaite went there.
Cool.
But they have a pub nearby, so I went to the pub and spent all kinds of lousy time there. And just got to enjoy the different Timothy Taylor beers that I would never see.
Whole big group of tap handles.
So they have
Champion.
Landlord Dark, I had the Dark Mild, Bolt Maker. These are all lower strength, but different malt bills. And like Timothy Taylor, we talked about Rent House.
Right.
They used Golden Promise, but they overhopped it, or they hopped it for their consumer base. I'm not going to say they overhopped it, but they said it was inspired by it because of Golden Promise. Golden Promise is a UK malt. It's very distinctive tasting.
I used Golden Promise in almost all my homebrew and many of my favorite commercial brews.
So Landlord has this, they use UK hops. It just has this very clean, I don't know how to explain it. I tried to write some notes. It's kind of locked in my memory a little bit. But it's just a really nice balance between some spicy maltiness in the hop. I'm sure by the time I get to Asheville, I'll get a recipe from a home brewer, right?
Yes.
Are
you going to make it?
Well, I would love to. I have talked to a couple of breweries because I said, I never really got to
collab.
And I've talked about doing a couple different beers, and this is one of them. And the person I talked to was like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to do that one," because I know that one. So maybe down the road, Timothy Taylor will show up.
Cool.
Type of beer.
Love it. Thomas Fawcett, Golden Promise.
Yeah.
The last maltster who makes Golden Promise.
The last.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to grow it, and
Yeah.
then you have to malt it,
Yeah.
and the procedure. They're the last ones.
So I made my way from. That's on the edge of the Dales. The Dales is their dairy. You won't see as many cows, but you see a ton of sheep. So it is it's just rolling hills. If you've ever been to Ireland, you see a lot of brick walls demarking property lines, and it's just this patchwork of green and gray stone, and it just happened to be the sunniest day, and just wonderful. And you're driving on paved, narrow roads, and that's an experience, man. Because your gut is to drive slowly and cautiously. Your other side says, "Oh, this is a fun-looking road." So you want a mix of that, because if you can see ahead, and you can see a curve that is blind, you kind of want to just barrel through the part is that you're not going to run into another car. You want to, and then slow down enough, and be cautious then, because you have no idea what the lane situation could be around the corner. Oddly, if you look at your maps or you look at the sign, it's like, well, there's no signage. But they'll say it's 60 miles an hour. Like, there's no fucking way. But there is a way. You could probably achieve 60 in certain parts, top end, because you're just like, oh, this is straightaway where I can see all the way down the hill. Like, there's not anyone coming. So I need to get to a place. I need to get through this because that's kind of hairy, and I don't want to. So it's cars, and sometimes buses, and sometimes these giant ass trucks.
Yeah, lorries.
Lorries. Yes, lorries. And during the weekday, you're okay, but every once in a while, you'll see a squadron of like 7 or 8 bikes, like, I mean, motorcycles, and they're just, you know, like they're the sport bike. On the weekend,
sport bikes.
It's probably even crazier. Well,
so Germany is where you have
touring
the
sport bikes, not like, you know, like BMX bikes. I'm talking about like, or dirt bikes.
Ninja.
No, they're just. I mean, they're
ADVs.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You might see a cafe racer, but they're long haul. But those guys are just, you know, they're out there
like the metal saddlebags on each side of the back.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So I landed at Apple Treewick. It's called the Craven Arms, and this is one of 2 places that the consensus of people who have walked and hiked with Kevin Morris or have been there independently. I heard from a couple people, oh, I remember that place, I love that place. There's 3 places that they mentioned. I only made 2 out of the 3. Oh, actually I went to 3 out of the 3, but it was closed. I'll get into that. Is the Craven Arms, and I got there, it's sunny, it overlooks this wonderful sort of valley, and it's a stone building, and you go inside, and it's, you know, it's wood and carpet and walls and
gateway to the Ales. That's wild.
Because it's called the Dales. The Ales. I mean, just look at that view. I mean,
all those giant rock fences. That's bonkers.
Yeah, it's.
We just throw up metal and wood.
Beautifully green and.
Beautiful, absolutely.
And people,
gorgeous.
you know, are sitting outside and like, look at this fireplace. Like, that is a fireplace you could cook a goose on. You could heat the room. It's got an oven on one side.
I think you could make horseshoes in it. I mean, that is crazy.
So I didn't take pictures of all, but
cool.
Above the fireplace are little, I don't know, postcard-sized photos of all the movies or TV shows that were filmed there. One of them I remember is All Creatures Great and Small, which is a PBS thing 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Look at this dog water station. It's a barrel with
very cute.
With the faucet pounded into it. This is their back room where they have events.
That's a big tree.
Yeah, they basically took the boughs of a couple trees. They look like giant elephant tusks.
Certainly.
That sort of extend
whale ribs
30 or 40 feet up, and there's mud walls that are painted white and tree limbs that are
wood roof.
Made the wood roof. A lot of places I went to had a collection of specialty beers, celebrating coronations and all that stuff. That's on the wall. I guess in the 70s they had, they started, and this is from 2017, they had weasel races. I'll have to look that up.
I mean, it might have started way before then. That's just when The Guardian put it.
They had little
oh, that's so cute.
Little, like, again, tough sheds where, like, you could sit.
A little mini barn.
Yeah, you could sit in those little barns.
Oh, that's so cute. And that's just in a garden where you walk around and then you just pop yourself down? And
Well, they had a garden out back, which I didn't go to. This was, like, across the road.
Okay.
Which, you sit there long enough, you're going to see a couple hay baling type of convoys going through.
Sure.
You're going to see people in their BMWs going way too fast. You're going to see, I don't know, like, I could have spent the entire week in this area. And if I did, I'd probably want to walk like Kevin Morris. Like, just little falls. This is Middle Falls.
Beautiful.
Long story short, as I'm making my way to, there's all kinds of sheep. I stopped at a place about 30
minutes. There's all kinds of sheep there. There's dogs.
I stopped at a pub 30 minutes outside of the Tan Hill where I was going to eventually stay. And this is Derek.
Hello,
Derek became
little
my
puppy.
friend
Oh, he's a sweet
because I
boy.
bought it. He was interested in my bag of crisps. I would not give them up. I said, I'm going to eat these in the car now. But he hung out with me for quite a while. What is it's some sort of setter mix? I don't know. Brown and white dog.
Mottled.
And just a sampling of the cars in the drive. All Land Rovers. All these vintage Land Rovers that I've probably seen decades of duty. Then I stayed at the Tan Hill. I don't have a lot of pictures of the Tan Hill because I got there late. But it is 1,732 feet.
Whoa! 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 2 stories and there's 8 rooms.
Yeah, they also have some geodesic domes.
Okay, yeah.
In the back, a couple, like 3 of them that are 1 bedroom.
Like Trader Farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
Oh.
like scale that way back.
Okay.
Like, yeah, small, way smaller. But
oh, that's gorgeous
had
cheese.
some Wensleydale cheese. I got
That
some blue
cheese is as beautiful as the dog.
I went to the Madeira. I have 2 giant blocks of it.
Mm.
That was my one carry on.
Love it. Beautiful.
Yeah. You know, I didn't see any Plowman's Lunch, which is basically a charcuterie board with some more salad. Everybody in the various the peanut gallery, as I said, I was going here and I was there. They said they have Yorkshire pudding that's like, I don't know, the height of a pint glass. It's usually just flat. They said I'm like, I cannot eat that. So I got local sausage in a pot and all the same stuff.
With some kale and carrots and taters.
Yeah, the funny thing is everything you see on the outside of the bowl is in the bowl too. I don't know.
Okay.
It's very weird. You know, and you wake up and it's kind of, so it is kind of like some of the country in Sonoda,
Arizona, New Mexico, yeah, for sure.
You know, flat rolling hills, that part of cattle country for
Wyoming.
Yeah, no.
I mean, without any mountains, but
yeah. There's one of those domes in the back.
sure. Glass, not canvas.
Yeah. And then more windy time back, and I tried to get some footage driving through towns and stuff, but like, I don't know. Even when I took some good footage, it's like I look at it, I'm like, this does not capture it all. It does not capture it at all. But I went to the creamery, got some cheese, Wensleydale Creamery. If you know anything about Yorkshire cheese, you might know it from Wallace and Gromit. If you know Wallace and Gromit,
I am familiar. I don't know about that, but part of it.
They talk about Wensleydale cheese in the cartoon animation. I don't know what it is.
And you did that.
Speaking of breweries, and I won't name which one it was. I walked into a brewery, like literally there's no one there, except for these dogs. I was gonna go buy some beer, and like there was nobody there. Like they had all checked out for lunch or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just walked around the brewery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to Burton on Trent, which Burton is a very famous beer city because of the appreciation for the water. It was where IPA was developed. It was not where it was marketed.
Theoretically.
It was not where it was marketed and exploded. That was London. That's the market. So
Right.
But Burtonized water is a mineral profile with the right pH and all that stuff that lends itself better to hops than most other waters out of the box. It is where the Bass Brewery used to be. It's kind of a shell of itself, and there are a couple wonderful places, both pub-wise, brewery-wise, but it is a city that could use a turnaround, in my opinion.
Could use some love.
You could use
Maybe some marketing.
A lot of people talk about
It's got good bones.
a different brewery that I didn't go to because it was only open on Fridays and they do tours, and if you go to any of the travel sites, they got to go there, you got to go there. Like to me, maybe it's the first tour anyone's ever had of a brewery, so they love it. I don't know. I didn't hear anything about it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they make the best beer. But the best beer I had was at the Burton Bridge Brewery because they have the Burton Bridge Brewery, and they have a historic type of brewery, might have historic in the name. Don't know if I don't know if there's
Okay,
a
okay.
I don't know if there's an issue with, but they recreate beers throughout the ages. I had a couple of those. The masterpiece is what the bartender told me was like closest to what this town was known for. But they recreate beers. I love when people can recreate a beer from the 50s.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Stairway to Heaven, classic English hopped pale.
Yeah, so my favorite were the Stairway to Heaven, the Masterpiece, and which one is it?
Bridge Bitter.
No, it was either Ruby Mild or the Manchester Bitter, but
Okay.
just a little bit of caramel in
Cool.
in that, and
Oh, I
went
remember how
there.
I said I had a 1 o'clock meeting. You're like, well, it's never going to take that long.
oh, it is 1 o'clock. Do you have a meeting right now?
No.
Anyway,
I mean, it's A250.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not a lot.
So went there. They told me where to go, where to walk. I did. Because they asked me some questions. I was like, well, it's really not fair to put this on you, but I'm going to ask you everything I need to do in the next 4 hours because you're my only piece of information. I ended up coming back. Had a nice pork pie.
Ooh.
I had heard this, but I had never experienced it. Like, it was served cold. It was served refrigerated. Like, that is a thing, because that is.
You're talking about a pot pie with pork in it?
Yes.
Or are you talking about a pasty?
Well, you'll see. I'll show you a picture here, because it got dark, and then where am I? You know, sometimes these get out of order because of when they get uploaded to the cloud.
I believe you.
Here it is.
Oh, okay. So it's more like a pot pie, but definitely different from a pot pie.
It is a high-sided pot pie. let's say
And what is up with the little packets there? English
That's
mustard.
English mustard, yeah. But this pie is cold.
So-
It's like out of the refrigerator cold.
I hate that. But also, that is a beautiful picture. Oh
No,
my God.
it is good.
Wow.
It is good. It's like a little bit of like, okay, we're doing this, and like it was good. Went to so where I was staying. That's the Miller Coors or the Molson Coors Brewery, which is across the street from Bass because they bought the assets to Bass, and they're only using part of them. And we'll get into that a little bit, but you walk through that and you can smell work all over the city, but it's mostly theirs. I had a huge parking issue. I'll save that for another time, but like you're forced to use an app there, and it will not text you back confirmation code on an American number. I tried using spoofing a UK number. You cannot. You're forced to park there, and you can't fix it. So I risked $100 fine, £100 fine. It's like I can't. I'm not going to spend. I spent like 45 minutes figuring out how to. I couldn't get anywhere. You call, and they said, read us. You can call this number and tell us your license plate number, and you're only halfway through, and it says it again. Like it is. And they said, well, if you're having problems, text this number. And you text, it says, service not available. It's the most fucked up thing. Like,
I'm sorry.
you
Seems stressful.
You know, I have a lot of discretion with my time. I would not put it past me to go to a community meeting whenever their fucking contract is up. Ringo, RINGGO.com. I would not put it past me to fucking complain my ass off for the rest of my life about this. Because
And fly to England to go to that meeting.
anyway, went to the Devonshire Arms, which was a wonderful pub experience. I sat and talked to a guy named Malcolm. He said, "Do you need a seat?" I said, "Sure." And then we didn't talk. I looked. He looked like he was looking for somebody or something. He knew a lot of people, say hello to people. And he got up and said, "Hey, I got another seat. You want to come?" And I said, "What, for the conversation?" He laughed. He laughed his ass. So I did, and then we talked a little bit. I found out he was, I found out his story. We sat next to this gentleman who had an Arizona Diamondback shirt on. We talked a little bit. But this bar was a camera pub of the year in 2025.
24, 23, and 20.
Yeah, and they
cool.
also were regarded as the best bass pourers it's
a family-run free house.
Yes.
Wow, cool.
So I had so I'm skipping around a little bit here, but this is the Burton system in that Bass was known for.
Sure.
So the Burton system is a series of barrels where they would do fermentation and move them throughout the process. I'm simplifying. Firestone Walker uses it for double barrel ale. The Burton system no longer was at Bass because Bass is now basically shuttered. But the historic part of it is shuttered. I have pictures of it. It looks like a ghost town. One side is the Bass, and the other side is Molson Coors. One part of the Burton system was moved to Thornbridge Brewery, which is, if I would have known about it, I would have stopped there, like 45 minutes north of where I was. They're using it. They're the only ones that I know of using it in the UK. But I did have their Jaipur IPA at Devonshire Arms. So I started to piece these things together. But you walk around the town, there's an old malt house that's converted into a apartment building. I mean, I sent you a picture of Guild Street.
Oh, like Nimbus.
Yeah.
Is now condos.
Oh, well, this is a little more romantic than what Nimbus was, because Nimbus was more of a warehousey type thing with metal and.
I only know it as condos, so.
You go and you see plaques of different breweries. This one was from 1755 to 1800. I don't know if I ever have to go back to Burton. Unless I read something exciting that's going on there. I was glad I went.
Have to go back to that brewery that's using their
That's
Union.
Thornbridge, though. That's not Burton.
All right.
Yeah, so it was a little bit, happy, sad.
Oh, look, there's a Tad Lasso stuff.
Yeah, so I had to come back with my car, so that I could eventually return it at Heathrow. But I don't want to be driving around in London. There is an entire zone where they prohibit your cars. There's a process. As it is, because I had a hybrid, I could drive places where you're normally not supposed to drive, because it's a low emission zone.
Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine? That's insane.
You put your license plate number in, you know if your car qualifies. So then nothing's going to stop you. I mean, you could get a fine, I'm sure.
I'm sure it's a pretty big fine, but yeah.
Anyway, so I decided to stay. I found a place west of Heathrow, not that far, 15 minutes max, where I stayed in a 900-year-old pub. But in the meantime, on the way there, I did stop at where Ted Lasso was filmed. Richmond, there's the Richmond Green, which a lot of segments are filmed on this walkway. And then the Fuller's Pub, which I don't know what they call it in the movie. The exteriors are there. The interiors are something else, I believe.
Okay.
But I wasn't really interested in drilling down that far. This walkway, there's a couple walkways with shops. There's a lot of that. There's the Richmond AFC team shop. It's a made-up team, so
And you brought me a sticker.
I brought you a sticker.
So nice.
Yeah. I have a couple stickers for my refrigerator as well, but you could go broke spending money on a fake team.
That's what fandom does,
but
even on a real team.
It's really nice stuff. I was like, this is a tracksuit. I don't own a tracksuit, but
this is
a nice tracksuit. I don't know, it's a TV show. people have already started to forget about it. They have to forget about it and then remember it, and then it's cool again, right?
You
Like
shut your fucking mouth. No one forgot about that.
people will.
Outrageous.
People will.
Outrageous.
Younger people will, like, and then they'll adapt it. Like
Yeah.
like my
Like-
my brother's two kids. Like they unironically wear shit I would never get caught dead in from my era. Like well, just like like Friends T-shirts and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, why would you wear a
Oh,
Friends?
yeah. Oh, it's very popular
Yeah, no.
amongst the childs.
Yeah. But this is, I stayed at the Ostrich Inn.
Cool.
This is the 900-year pub. They had a nice cask selection. but
900 years?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, this building.
What?
Yeah. 932 maybe? I don't know what the sign said. Here, wait, let's read it. 920. 920 years.
I can't even conceive of that.
Anyway,
Okay.
I didn't eat there. It looked like they had a wonderful thing, but I was sort of done with UK meals, and I hadn't gone to a pub. This was a more modern beer selection. There wasn't any cask ales. I had a Guinness because I hadn't had a Guinness the entire time I was there. Was it better, worse? It was not memorable. It was the right beer at the right time. But I hadn't had any curry meals or any, which is, like, I hadn't had any Indian food, and they sell more curry in UK.
England than they do in,
Right.
well, not India, but yeah.
Well, curry in particular, probably. There's a whole host of other Indian foods that are not curry.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, I went there, and then I
Guessing
decided to go down the street to. I totally missed.
Are there any Mexican restaurants there?
I didn't.
You didn't go
see
to any, so okay.
Oh, in some of those food courts on the highway, there was. But I went to Windsor, which is where Windsor Castle is. Didn't even see it because it was dark and I was very focused on getting what I could accomplish before I wanted to collapse in bed, because I had to get up even though it's like I had an 8 a.m. flight. There's dropping the car off. There's unknowns about how long any kind of line's going to be,
Sure.
So I got up at 5 in the morning, but knowing that, I didn't spend I went to the.
I'm choosing te quiero.
I went to the Windsor and Eaton Brewery, and then, not too far down the street, I went to two breweries that are constructed underneath the arches of a railroad
That's
bridge.
so modern.
What?
That picture is so modern. I don't even want that to be in England.
No, this is the thing. I did sort of take a swing on one end of the Bermondsey Beer Mile, which is a railroad, I don't know, it's a bridge, but it's not really a bridge. It's just an elevated piece of the railway where they had these arches, and they put businesses. So there's a bunch of breweries in London that are under the arches, and this is the same thing in Windsor, which I guess is London technically too. But two of these breweries, Cask, but more of
Oh
a
my
modern
gosh! Wow.
system. This is inside that arch, so it's a very spacious
Sure.
situation. So
And they brew there on site?
yes,
Okay, great.
and then these two other ones, same thing. Everyone was outside. I
Oh.
started getting cold. I had to go inside, man. And then
And then you took off.
yeah,
This is definitely a two-part show.
it is, which is good. Since it is, we got time. I'll riff a little bit.
Yeah.
Again, it's still a great time to be an American and travel if you listen first and speak later. Kind of gauge things. I think people are really appreciative that you're still interested in how things are in different parts of the world. Like, there's still that interest, and I didn't really get into little pieces here and there. Like, pub culture is like about meeting people, and I did some of that. There were some places that were a little less that, and again, it's maybe because when I arrived there. One of the places that I went to that was recommended was like, it was okay. I didn't have the engagement, but also I got there late, and I think the vibe is different when you're coming with a group of people. But if you're going to park anywhere, if you're driving a car, figure out that Ringo app or have an alternative, because like when I went to the AFC Richmond
shop,
Ted Lasso, that was the only place to park. I'm like, all right, it might cost me £100, which is, I don't know what, $125, $130. I'm just gonna say
because I messed it up.
Well, I didn't mess it up. I was, as soon as I got there, I'm like, there's no chance that I'm going to be able to use this app. It literally still has signs referencing a physical payment point, but it was gone. And I talked to people like, oh no, and it's all app now. Like, these motherfuckers, and they're like, yeah, everyone hates it because like, and so figure that out. I think driving is an option for certain things, but I wouldn't drive in London. I didn't drive in Edinburgh. I tried to stay close enough to and make sure on the if you do Airbnb, which is your best chance of getting free parking, kind of you had to do the research on that. If you can resist staying out late, there's so much history to and things to do. Obviously, things are closed on Monday. Middle of the week is great. I can't imagine going there to the Dales in a car on a Sunday or a Saturday in summer. It's got to be crazy. It's got to be
just long lines of cars.
Right, because that's everyone's
total gridlock. Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine going to Flagstaff and spending time on a 2-lane road and then 1 lane and then blind corner, and it's not going to happen, So, we got to get Kevin on the show to inform a little bit about
walking.
Yeah.
All the way across all the open fields and everything.
Yeah, that's really it, man. And I hope the current situation flattens out, because like it could be prohibitively expensive to fly or drive or any of that. So it might be a good time to explore Arizona, but you still got to drive. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's coming.
We don't have a lot of trains here. That's true. Huh. Well, this is where we are.
Yeah. That
was some meaty talk. Meat.
Right on.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to the show.
Shows. Could be 2, could be 3. I don't know. I have to look.
Certainly 2. I'm Andrew. That's Rob. And
this is not a podcast about beer. No, this is not a beer podcast. This is a podcast about beer.
And
I got that right in the first
sometimes
part.
The beer finds you.
And sometimes they're really barrel-aged. How are you going to ride your bike?
On the ground. I don't mind.
Because it's hot. It's going to be 100 degrees. All right.
I'm tough.
All right.
Look at me. I'm tough. Everyone says it. You're so tough.
All right.
Thanks.
I didn't even get into I literally was on the. This is not on. I was literally on the underground like a minute, and I heard someone say Tuesday.
Oh, on Tuesday.
And then I got literally don't know, someone in their 30s, girl, who like was basically one of the Spice Girls in terms of like having her hair in a, say, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like every other word. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And then so many, like my brother and I were laughing. So many dudes in like tight suits, like